Hey, Slayer here. Season of the Deep has launched. If you missed our Season of the Deep guide, refer to this video. Today, I have the ultimate Arc Warlock guide for you. We will cover fragments and aspects, a deep dive of how they synergize together, budget weapons / non-budget weapons, overview of our armor and choice of exotic, the crown of Tempests, but most importantly, maximizing your Orbs of Power creation. Now let's get into the video. Here are our fragments. You want Spark of Magnitude, Lingering Arc Grenades, Lightning Grenade, Pulse Grenade, Storm Grenade, Extended Duration. Next, Spark of Amplitude, rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an overpower. You're always going to be amplified. Next, Spark of Ions, defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. You're always going to be jolting the targets due to these busted arc artifacts. Then Spark of Shock. Your arc grenade jolts targets. You guys see where we're going with this? Now, for the aspects. Electrostatic Mind. Defeating targets with arc abilities or defeating, jolted or blinded targets creates an ionic trace. Collecting an ionic trace makes you amplified. Then Arc Soul, cast your Riff, Arc Soul. While amplified, your Arc Souls are supercharged and gain increased fire rate. You guys see what we're cooking here. And then of course the Storm Grenade. Now, whether you use the Tempest of Crowns or the Fallen Sunstar, this will determine which super ability you use. If you're using Tempest of Crowns, of course you're going to want Storm Trance, because it's getting buffed due to your Crown of Tempests. I like to call it Tempest of Crowns. Now here, Arc Ability or Jolt Final Blows increase the recharge rate of your Arc Abilities and extend the duration of Storm Trance. Here's a selection of weapons that you can use as well, that I recommend. Now with these weapons, there's a lot of Arc weapons in the game. Great synergies. This Arc Warlock build. But we're going on budget weapons. Hopefully if you were playing in the game, you should have a lot of these already. We already spoke about the Ikilos SMG. But we're going to the Witch Queen now. You have your Arc Auto Rifle come to pass. Here as a roll, I like the Genesis and Golden Tricorn combo. Mind you, auto rifles will be the anti-barrier weapon. So you already got that covered. But in that event, then you can't run your Ikilos for the extra Jolt via Volt Shot. You can't use a Cold Heart. Also, as you're in high damage state, periodically generate ionic traces. So if you pair this with your Crown of Tempests, and trace rifles will be the overloads. So you may want to bring this option. Then you have your Delicate Tomb. I've actually myself personally, we haven't used it as much when Arc 3.0 was first released. We still didn't even complete the Catalyst, but this might be a good find as well. Once you have Catalyst, when you collect the Ionic Trace, it'll partially reload the mag from reserves. Collecting Ionic Trace will make the next shot jolt targets on hit. If you're a big fan of fusion rifles, this could be up your alley. Then you have your Trespasser. Arc Sidearm. Final blows, you get the Super Burst. Automatically reload your weapon and provide an unrampant Super Burst, which is literally just an overcharged burst of a lot of bullets. Close to the caddy. Once you get the caddy, reloading after defeating a target, greatly increased target acquisition, aim down sight speed for short duration. This will be your PvP monster here with all the arc synergy going on. Those are there. You decide to pick up an exotic, then you won't have Thunderlord option in your heavy slot. Hey guys, honorable mentions. I'll show you guys the mods on our gear. Now we're working on this video over Saturday, Sunday, for Season of the Deep. Now, kind of got pushed back a little, which is great because now I have some other weapons to give you guys some choices of. Firstly, you're using your arc weapon for your energy slot. You want to throw on 2 arc weapon surges. Now, depending if you're running a special weapon ammo or heavy weapon ammo on arc, you'll throw on an arc scavenger. Otherwise, you have the option to throw on elemental charge. Now, collecting any of these, Fire Sprite, Ionic Trace, Stasis Shard, Void Breach, or destroying a Strand Tangle has an escalating chance to give you armor charge. That's a good option there. Or you throw on one of these ones for Orb of Power, Replenish Health, or begin Regenerate immediately, maybe reduce the cooldown. There's some good options there. Me, run the Arc Scavenger because we're running Special Weapon. Now we'll skip over to the Special Weapon. A few of these I'm adding into the previous ones you guys already saw. If you're farming the Last Wish, you're doing that little cheese method, you get one of these. Tetchian Forces with Controlled Burst. Landing every shot in a burst will grant increased damage and reduced charge time for duration. That's in this fourth column here. On the third column, we have Reconstruction, so weapon will slowly reload over time to double the capacity. We have a range masterwork, they'll want a major spec. But if you were able to get a Swarm Adept, you have this option. Now there's probably some better ideal rolls, but kind of like in the target lock, offhand strike, throw on an Adept big one spec. We have a stability masterwork, not too bad. That's kind of our general loadout, and then that frees up the top slot to run a hand cannon in top slot for the Unstoppable. Lots and lots of build capability going into Season of the Deep. If you have a Terminus Horizon, it can roll with Demolitionist and Bolt Shot. Kills with weapon generate grenade energy. Grenade ability will reload this weapon from reserves. And then Volt Shot to jolt on next hit. I'm not sure what other machine guns actually will roll Volt Shot like this. Any arc machine guns that will roll Volt Shot like this, and then you have Demolitionist. We got super lucky with this, and this is perfect. Via this special season pass of this season, we have the Centrifuge Auto Rifle on arc, and mind you, autos are the anti-barrier. Now, the best thing with this, the Overcharge Capacitor. Sprinting, sliding, and firing will build a temporary electrostatic charge, increasing range and reload speed. Final blows with high charge cause explosions, and maximum charge explosions blind targets. Keep that in mind, the blinding targets. And then for your trait, sprinting gradually reloads its weapon. The gameplay here, you'll see you'd never run out of ammo. Dominates in PvP as well. I think I prefer to use it myself personally in PvP over PvE, but to each his own. Once you have that choice figured out, head on over here to your round of Tempests. If you're running the special ammo like I am, the one special ammo finder, make sure you have your Harmonic Siphon, your Arc Siphon, Rapid Arc Weapon Final Blows creating overpower. As we talked about in the build, while you're amplified, killing multiple targets will drop in overpower. So double the Orbs of Power. And then we throw on a heavy ammo finder. Here you could throw on an Ashes to Assets, throw on another Siphon to further increase the potency of the Orb of Power, throw on a Powerful Friends, collect overpower, cause nearby allies increase armor charge by 1, or you can throw on a Radiant Light, casting your super, cause nearby allies decrease their armor charge by 1, and then if any ally has a different subclass, they'll increase armor charge by 2. You have some great options there, or you throw on either a special or heavy ammo scout. Now on your gloves, here we like firepower. Grenade final blows create overpower, more orbs of power. You'll combine this, they stack together. While you're amplified, right, you're creating that extra overpower, and you have your firepower on when you get grenade final blows, so you're dropping 2 orbs of power while you're amplified. And then we throw on a fastball, increase grenade throw distance, depending on the content. And if we need to be far away, we can still chuck a grenade out pretty far. Then here, this varies with playstyle. I like bolstering detonation. It's class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade. We're going to be rinsing our Arc Soul. We'll always have that at pretty much 100% uptime. Now here, on your chest armor, this again depends on what you're running. We're running special ammo. We'll probably switch over on the heavy slot and have it arc as well. So we throw on Arc Reserves. here, pick these according to your loadout. If you're running Centrifuge, you may only need the arc reserves for your heavy ammo, if that, or you can do something, stack some more armor charges. Maybe put on some damage resistance, depending on the content. On your class item, we run Bomber, reduce grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Reaper, of course, after using class ability, your next weapon's final blow spawns an Orb of Power. Keep this in mind. We have the one from the Fragment. While amplified, rapid final blows will create an Orb of Power. That's one Orb of Power. We have the Arc Siphon. Any rapid arc final blows will spawn an Orb of Power. And then here, third Orb of Power after using your class ability. Next weapon final blow spawns an Orb of Power. Now, here is important because it's just your next weapon final blow. So, it doesn't have to be an arc weapon. Now, Bomber, we have on here as well. Reduce grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So 2 Bombers and Reaper. Now, depending on the content, you even could do Powerful Attraction. Using the Season, automatically collect nearby orbs of power when you activate class ability. That may come in handy in harder content. Maybe this, a Powered Finish. Based on your build, finish your final blows grants you 1 temporary armor charge when you have none. A Proximity Ward, gain a powerful overshield while performing your finisher. Use this in sticky situations just to have that bit of reprieve to have your regeneration kick in. Just do a quick finisher, get that overshield. Honorable mention, utility kickstart could work here as well. You drop off your bombers and throw that on. Collect an Orb of Power, you gain a temporary armor charge. Your class ability, energy is fully expended, you gain class ability. Your armor charge will be consumed, keep that in mind if you're going to run Arc Weapon Surge. Spoke about earlier. When you have these and any armor charge, they will now decay over time, but your arc weapons will gain a small bonus to damage. So keep that in mind if you're running these and you want to keep the weapon surge uptime longer. For easier content, you can, because the enemies will be easier to rapidly kill to keep creating the orbs, so you'll always have your armor charge. But in something like Grandmaster, you don't want that. Then don't use utility kickstarter, that's just going to get rid of those stacks of armor charge. And you gotta build them again to get your arc weapon surge. There you have it, these are our items and how we modded them up. Once again, kind of freelance with these depending on the content you're doing and your playstyle. But the general basis is, via your fragments, while you're amplified, any rapid final blows will create 1 Orb of Power, so 1 Orb of Power. While you get any Arc Siphon, multiple arc, rapid arc weapon final blows, that's a 2nd Orb of Power, so 2 Orbs of Power. 3, via Reaper, when you do your class item ability, when you get your next weapon final blow, that's a 3rd Orb of Power. Also, Firepower, when your grenade final blow will create an Orb of Power. So up to 4 Orbs of Power just off of that synergy alone. And this is just off the gear, not taking into account any artifact stuff. Now you can over here, you'd grab your prioritize mods arc to reduce the energy cost, so you can stack those arc mods easy. You then do Thunderous Retort, grants bonus arc super damage if cast while critically wounded or while amplified. Electric Armor, stay amplified longer while your arc subclass is equipped, then amped up, gain damage resistance while amplified. For any nightfalls and harder content with champions, gain a stack of armor charge when you stun a champion. Counter charge. Once you get the final column, get lightning strikes twice. After throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge for a short time. Any arc final blows extend the duration of this benefit. Key, any arc final blows, so the grenade final blows, cast your super or something. You're using your arc weapon, getting the final blows. All that is working hand in hand. Now, squad goals. Forming a finisher while you're amplified grants the amplified to nearby allies. This is not as necessary for the arc build. Over that, you're going to want to put on Shock and Awe. Arc final blows, once again, any arc final blows while you're amplified, summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. Now, I would have liked to have this now for the video, but we don't. But do the math. While you're amplified, via the fragments, you're going to be amplified 100% uptime. Now, any extra final blows is going to give you an extra jolt, which is giving you all those extra benefits as well. once you get over here to the final column and you have the shock and awe, that completes the whole build with all the synergy. Frees up the weapons, you don't have to run Ikilos for the extra jolt. You're getting the jolt via the artifact. So a lot of goodies going on here. Can't wait to experience it. We'll probably do a little follow-up short video once we have that 5th column unlocked, just to show you guys the increased capability of the build. And that's all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in Season of the Deep. We'll be doing a Void build. That will run us over to our Hunter. And then for my Titan, I kind of put together a little something with Arc. Still gotta make some minor improvements, but over there we'll probably do a Strand build for you guys. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you're notified when we make those builds.